All right, we are ready to show off the feature match for this final round. We have Team WOE, Lore Be Upon You, versus the Waifu Warren, and we're taking a look at the first game out of this. We have Scarlin versus the surprise substitute, Ulner. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of the Blue Eyes White Dragon this time?
I'm so surprised.
You're so surprised. All right, well, let's see if this game is as surprising. Let's get into it.
Please no brick, please no brick, please no brick.
And here it is. So we have Ulner on the side of the waifus, going first with Alistair the Invoker. Hey, yo, we didn't see this last time.
Okay, Ulner, okay.
So not only is there Branded and Blue Eyes in this deck, there's also Invoked. Okay, well, this is... You know what? We were wondering whether it was going to be a surprise, and we were right. This is a surprise.
I'm surprised. I've been surprised.
I have been bamboozled,
I've been jump scared.
Even. Maxi going uncontested from Scarlin's side. Gonna get a draw from this invocation into Invoked Mechaba. Recycling Alistair to the hand, setting one, and ending on a little bit of a modest board there, but not letting Scarlin get any extra draws. Maxi exchanged for just one, which is kind of where you want it to be, ideally.
Mm-hmm.
And Scarlin going in for a tri-brigade fractal effect from the hand, which gets ashed by Ulner. Normal summons the tri-brigade Nerval and links into Salamangreat Almirage. That's going to allow Scarlin to pick up a tri-brigade from the deck, but not if the invoked Mechaba goes against it with its negate effect, but Scarlin has the counter.
Oh my goodness.
I negate your negate. Forbidden Droplet, making use of that spent Tenki. Good card economy. And Scarlin's allowed to add the Tri-Brigade Keras to the hand.
Wow.
Special summoning it forth, and we get to banish two, but there's an Effect Veiler as well for Ulner. So much interaction.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth so far.
And, wow, Scarlin just passing from there, no further plays. Which means this Mechaba can clean up Keras. Ulner deciding to set another card here. If you got the Mechaba on board, you want to be keeping a decent amount of stuff in hand.
Yeah.
But I guess if those face downs are traps, you're not expecting to have to negate a trap with Mechaba. Scarlin just setting one and passing here.
Still anyone's game, I'd wager.
I have to agree. The Mechaba is pretty intimidating with the once per turn negate. But it's only 2,500 attack points on its own, so Scarlin's got a little bit of time to put something together.
Uh-huh. You have to wonder, is that a Blue Eyes White Dragon in Ulner's hand?
Imagine using a Blue Eyes to negate something through the effect of a Mechaba. In fact, if it's one of the white stones, that's like...
That's, you know what? That's called a combo.
Yeah, that's good card economy. I gotta say, I definitely was not expecting to see invoked branded Blue Eyes. Especially after already viewing Ulner's first game, where we only saw the branded Blue Eyes.
Yeah, no invocation in that one. It's just this deck just keeps on surprising.
Scarlin just throwing out a face down to hopefully absorb an attack here. Ulner's flurry of negates on Scarlin's first turn was seemingly enough to keep him at bay without a play for a few turns here.
Ooh.
Having to set the Ash Blossom, that's so
You
painful.
know that's bad.
Yeah.
If you have to set the Ash Blossom down, that's rough.
Okay, here's a draw. What is it gonna be? Knowing that you have to play into Makaba here is always worrying, but there is the Lyrilusk Turquoise Warbler.
Oh no.
That's a pretty good start. Brings out the Celestine Wagtail from the hand, and this is going to allow Scarlin to pick up a Lyrilusk Spell Trap, but Ulner has an Ash Blossom. Did not have to set their copy of that. But that is still 2 level 1s on the board. So Scarlin's not done yet.
Yep, we're gonna see an Xyz play 100%.
For the Assembled Nightingale. Okay, not going for the... Oh shoot, what's the name of it? The do you remember?
No.
I don't.
I was hoping you would know this one.
Yeah, it's the one that's like semi-limited or limited. I actually don't remember the name.
Those damn birds. That's every single card I call these.
Yeah. Although with the ability of the Assembled Nightingale to attack directly here, twice in fact, once for every one of its materials, this does threaten a Zeus play in main phase 2. Recital Starling. That's the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, deciding not to go for the extra advantage of the Recital Starling and going into the Zeus, which not only threatens the board clear, also puts up a stat that's bigger than Mekaba.
Uh-huh.
So putting up
but
a Zeus
it only has 3 materials, so technically Makaba could still negate this if
It could. I think the big thing here is that the Makaba doesn't threaten it by battle, so Zeus is kind of safe-ish here, depending on what Ulner has available.
Mm-hmm. We're at turn 9, bit of a little bit of a grind game. I can only imagine what's in Ulner's hand. So, Branded Fusion, Blue Eyes White Dragon, another Alistair? I don't know.
Well, I think if it was either Branded Fusion or Alistair, Ulner would have no qualms about slapping one of those down. But we know that the Alistair that was in rotation before was discarded by Mekaba in a previous turn. So unless Ulner's picked up a second Alistair from the deck, there's maybe not a likely play here. We'll have to see.
Ooh.
I mean, obviously, if there is an Alistair in the hand, then Mekaba does threaten the Zeus by battle from the 1,000 boost from Alistair.
Oh, true.
But yeah, I don't know. Well, okay, we got a Luber. That is a Branded Fusion if this goes through.
We're gaming again. By Jove. Whoa!
Oh, okay.
Ulner just keeps on surprising.
Wow, super polymerization. Zeus cannot respond to this.
Dang. I wonder if that was why Ulner was pausing. Because, like, do you use the Harpy's Feather Duster to get rid of that back row? Is that worth it? Or is this super poly play more worth it? Or what other card is in that hand? You know? Like, what? So much mystery.
Yeah, no, I think you got it exactly right. Yeah, deciding whether to use the Duster or not really depends on what Scarlin's face down is. If it's something like a Revolt, then the Duster is kind of useless because it just gets chained. But if it was something that like a I don't know, like a Solemn Strike or something that would negate the summon of a Luber, then it would definitely be worth using the Duster. And
it looks like it was worth it.
It was worth just going straight into the face down. No fear. Ulner taking the first game over Scarlum there.
Bravo. That was a good game.
Very nice. Okay. Actually kind of cool to see invoked after so long of not seeing it, you know?
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right. We have next up in the Waifus versus Team WOE, we are going to have a look at Ashy versus Noah Jenk.
Let's go.
Let me just set
Coach
up
Ashy. I wonder.
Hold on 1 second.
We are standing by.
We've seen Ashy playing Marine Cess, but we haven't seen Noah play as of yet.
Uh-huh.
So it'll be interesting to see what the matchup is, and also how the two decks match up against each other. Alright, and we are going to just drop right in here, I think.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness. Are you watching the game? Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I'm just loading in here.
Okay, let me pause for a bit. Cool new deck archetype that hasn't been played in the tournament so far, I'm observing.
What is this? Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains? Oh, okay. Alright, okay, so we got a pretty standard Salamangreat opening here with the Balinks off of the Buffalo actually deciding to go for the Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit to destroy Balinks before it can pick up the Sanctuary. Second Balinks coming out, and Spinny from the graveyard. That's enough to make a Sunlight Wolf. But it's not a Sunlight Wolf, it's a Splash Mage. Okay. Not going for the Sunlight Wolf. What's the play here? Brings back the Salamangreat Foul for Transcode Talker. We're going to be talking to some code here. This is only turn 1. Whoa, Monster Reborn as well.
Very cool.
What could be the intended end board here? Decode Talker Heat Soul, of course. Okay. That's maybe a little better than just a lone Sunlight Wolf. Yeah, okay. Alright, I see it. Noah paying 1,000 to draw one card. Oh.
Very
Okay.
cool. Very cool.
Ashy showing the strength of the going second Marine Cess with the Kaiju over the Heat Soul and then into a Lightning Storm, clearing up the Salamangreat Circle called by the Grave and the Salamangreat Sanctuary. Ashy's basically free to do whatever now, unless Noah's got some interaction from the hand.
Which it appears.
Okay, Maxi.
Does.
Yeah, Maxi's pretty good. Especially when Marine Cess can't do anything about it. How will Ashy decide to play from here? Just gonna go for it, I guess?
I guess so. I don't think it's an OTK this turn. Because we are observing a blue slug, which means no access code.
Unless we see a Great Bubble Reef OTK like we did in a previous game. But against a Transcode Talk give you off this Maxi, I'm either going to kill you or I'm going to get into such a good board position that it's not going to matter.
Right. I'm trying to remember what Ashley told me about Marincess combos. It looks like this is going to be the same Bubble Reef combo.
You're more knowledgeable than me. I've never played a single game of Marincess.
You've never played Marincess?
I have not. No.
Oh, well, look at that. We have a Marincess Bubble Reef on the board.
Oh, you're a little bit ahead of me, I think.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
You're giving away spoilers.
Pause for... Oh, my God. I'm going to unpause now.
All right, there's the Gray Bubble Reef. All right, we caught up.
There we go.
Boosting itself up to 4,600. And Ashley's still going.
Oh, I don't know about this.
Bubble Reef,
there's
Marble
so many
Rock,
cards.
And a Spring Girl. Yeah, Noah's got so many cards. Didn't even need the Heat Soul. Just drawing like 10 off of Maxi anyway. Okay, we do get to set up the Argonaut as well. That's not bad. Oh, Noah with the Psy-Frame Gear Gamma in hand to negate the Spring Girl. Impressive not drawing the driver during that time. The driver did come from the deck.
I for sure thought there would have been more like hand trap interruptions that Noah would draw. But I mean, this is still pretty good.
Yeah, a double discard off of the droplet here, negating both the Argonaut and the Bubble Reef. Noah's pretty much free to just do whatever. 2,200 life points after the attacks of last turn, but 2,200 is more than 0.
So I guess what Ashley was thinking was that they just had to go for it in that turn, regardless of the max C.
Oh, a big duster. I mean, not super impactful at this point, but still getting 4 cards always seems pretty satisfying.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Salad, but I know like they just go off for days. So potentially, I think this is gonna be game because there's no way this can recover from that.
And unlike Marincess, Salamangreat doesn't have like a fire lock or anything, so they're free to go into like access code.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty much done deal here, especially with the update jammer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is access code talker that can attack twice and will have 4,300 attack. That's enough to take Ashy down from full. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Maxi really put Ashy in a situation where she just had to say, well, I mean, I'm gonna lose if I don't do anything, so I'm gonna have to go for it.
Yeah,
And, it almost paid off if not for that droplet.
But then again, I mean, that droplet, if you're running 3 of those in like a 40-card deck and with all those max C draws, it's practically guaranteed that this would have happened.
Yeah, that is the strength of Salamangreat, especially the decode talker Heat Soul version of the deck, is that you just kind of set up to draw into tons of interaction.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that does tie up the set. We have we have Noah taking the game over Ashy, and we had Ulner take the game over Scarlin in the previous game, which means we have Arendelle versus Golden Nova coming up next to decide the match and see which team goes undefeated going into the semifinals.
Oh boy.
All right, we're just gonna set that game up. But yeah, Heat Soul was very impressive there for sure. Even though it got kaiju'd, it only really drew 1 card itself. But the fact that it was in the deck as a setup meant that the Maxi was pretty much guaranteed to draw know it into whatever he needed.
Man.
Let's see, where's this game?
Table 8?
Ah, here
is
it
that
is.
the one?
I found it. I got you.
Okay, sir.
Got you. One moment.
Uno momento.
Uno momento, por favor. Okay. We are jumping in. Let's see how this game stacks up.
I'm jumping. I think my auto duel goes faster than yours because I notice I have to pause a lot. And then when I catch up to you, like, only a few seconds later, I gotta pause it again.
Yeah, that could be a thing. Maybe the host's replay goes a bit slower or something. But as you can see, we do have open hands here because this game has concluded, but you guys don't know how it ended up. The Ash Blossom from Arendelle stopping Golden Nova's Aluber from grabbing a branded fusion.
Ooh. The mirror match. Very cool.
This is kind of a mirror match. Arendelle
I believe
pretty standard branded.
Yeah, isn't the bottom one more like lore flavored or something?
Well, Golden Nova is on the top and is using the more lore flavored one, using some Sword Souls and some Springans, and then Dell on the bottom is using the Fright for Patchwork engine to get the fusions going.
Oh, sick. Mine's inverted.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Okay,
that makes sense.
I got you.
But yeah, so we've got Arendelle getting the first Mirror Jade of the game. Deciding to maxi against the branded opening here is a bit of an interesting decision because you can decide to just add the card that you get from branded opening to the hand instead of special summoning it. Might have maybe wanted to wait to use the maxi on Golden Nova's turn instead. Nova starting off with the Incredible Ecclesia, special summoned, bringing out the Fallen of Albaz, which is going to get Arendelle to use the Mirror Jade banish on Albaz. Ooh. And here comes Aluber for Golden Nova, picking up a branded fusion.
Let's go, branded fusion.
Branded Retribution also letting Golden Nova recycle a branded opening back to the hand, which is pretty good. That's going to be a discard for this Lubellion here. Alright, and here comes Golden Nova's own Mirror Jade.
Mirror Jades for the mirror match.
Exactly. And you can only control one copy of Mirror Jade, but each player gets that. So we are really truly seeing each player look in a mirror here. Oh, the Incredible Ecclesia coming back to the hand at the end of the turn is pretty big. And Golden Nova firing the Branded in Red during the end phase also. Fusing together Mirror Jade and Ad Libitum to bring out Masquerade the Blazing Dragon.
This looks like a solid board that Nova's gonna end on.
Yeah, it's looking really strong here. And even with Arendelle's Mirror Jade effect during the end phase, because Golden Nova had Branded Opening in the graveyard, he's able to protect both of the fusion monsters from the destruction, and the Albaz the Ashen coming out of the graveyard to take the place of the Aluber that gets destroyed as well. Arendelle down to 4,400, having to pay 600 for every card activation here is really painful. Can she find a way to reverse the board state here? Branded in Red coming out. Mirror Jade going with its effect at this point in time.
Oof.
Banishing Aluber, which means that this Retrieved Tragedy can only fuse with the monster in hand, which is Edge Imp Chain. for a copy of Masquerade for herself, and here's another branded fusion. Just firing these back and forth. Golden Nova going for a branded in red, picking back up a Luber. And that's 3 fusion materials right there. We all know what this means. The Guardian Chimera.
Oh boy.
So even though Arundel is able to go for the Lubellion here, this Guardian Chimera is going to do a decent amount. However, the discard from Lubellion being that branded opening means that the Guardian Chimera does not destroy either Lubellion or Masquerade. So the summon of Arundel's Mirror Jade is going through. Del really low here, clearing up that Guardian Chimera. Getting Masquerade off the board, no more taxes to pay. And during the end phase, we have Golden Nova going into a Dogmatic Ecclesia off of the Titanic Lad, adding Fleur-de-Lis to the hand. So many effects going off here. Golden Nova's Masquerade returning to the board, and ooh, Arundel setting the branded banishment down. All of Arendel's resources are on the board or in the graveyard. Golden Nova has a full grip of cards to use here. Fallen of Albaz using its effect, which is going to get Arundel to use the branded banishment. Resummoning a Luber and fusing together with Mirror Jade. Interesting decision to go for that rather than fusing with the Albaz that's trying to activate its effect, because its effect is still on the chain and can just fuse away with the newly summoned Masquerade. For Starving Venom Fusion Dragon.
There's so much happening.
There really is. It's so much to keep up with. Every one of these effects that Golden Nova is activating is costing them 600 life points. Here's a branded Retribution counter against the Fleur-de-Lis in hand. This is going to be real close. Masquerade back to the board. Starving Venom stealing the attack points of Mirror Jade, and that is going to be it. Whoa,
wow.
Lower Be Upon You goes forth into the semifinals undefeated, 5 wins, 0 losses.
My God.
That was an absolutely intense game there. A couple of decisions either way, and the result could have been different. But, man, I think you got to hand it to Team WOE. I think they've really done well to go undefeated so far.
Absolutely.
Man, there's been some absolutely wild matches so far. And I'm just checking if we have anything left to show from round number 5, and it looks like we're all wrapped up, which means the group stage is now over. We will soon be finding out which 4 teams will be moving on to the semi-finals.
I wonder who it could be.
It's gonna be a spicy one. We'll be right back, gamers. Sit tight for the semi-finals.